Good boy. We're in. Hello and welcome to another video by myself, Daniel. I'm also known as the Board Scrambler, and as you can probably see from behind me today, I am nowhere near the mountains. I'm out kayaking with Doogie the Dog, and we are out in my glider Bluewave inflatable kayak that I've had for 3 years. Now, if you're thinking of buying a kayak and you want something which is super easy to put together, easy to clean, and perhaps more crucially, stays on heading, as in it goes in a straight line when you're paddling, this might be the perfect kayak for you. Now, this kayak weighs a full 9 kilos less than my previous kayak that I had, and it's really easy to put together. As you can see here, it comes in a handy little bag. You just undo the ties, open it out, fold out the kayak, and there's just 3 chambers in here to fill with air. It comes with a pretty decent pump on there as well, so it takes probably about a minute and a half to fill each chamber with air. It's then just a case of clipping the seat in, and as you can see here, there's some really decent connectors on this seat. There's no flimsy plastic here. This is all brass and metal on there. You've also got a couple of bungees on the front and the rear of the kayak. These are for storage. Now, also the valves are really good quality on these 3 chambers. There's nothing flimsy here. These can really hold quite a high pressure as well. Now, here's 5 things I really like about this kayak. Number 1, it's super narrow, and that means that it stays on heading. So when I'm paddling, it doesn't want to pull to the left or the right. There's nothing worse than when you're on a lake or a slow moving river and having the kayak constantly coming off heading and going left or right and having to fight that all the time. This kayak, as you can see here, it's super narrow and it just stays on heading very easily. And you can see me paddling here. There's almost no effort at all to keep that going in a straight line. Okay, number 2 is the fact that this thing is just so easy to put together, so easy to clean, and so easy to put away. There's no horrible material on here that absorbs the water. It has like a plastic rubbery finish all round, so it's super easy to clean off with a towel when I've finished my kayaking session. I then just fold it away, put it in the bag, and that's it, put it in storage. So it's lightweight, easy to put together, easy to take apart, easy to clean, it's easy to store. My previous kayak had a material finish on the outside, and it absorbed water and it got moldy, it got damp, it got a little bit smelly. You had to leave it in the sun for a good couple of hours to dry out. Not with this one. Literally within 5 minutes of coming out of the water, I can have this kayak bone dry in the bag, ready to go in the boot of my car. Okay, number 3 is the seat. I don't know how well you can see that here, but this has a high back seat and really good connectors down there, and this seat doesn't move an inch. Once it's put in place and you've adjusted it and you've got it where you want it, it doesn't slide forwards, it doesn't slide backwards. I've had kayaks before when you lean back and the seat just disappears under your bum and you end up with no support whatsoever. It's not like that at all, and here you get loads and loads of support, and it is by far the most comfortable seat that I've ever been in a kayak. Okay, so the 4th thing that I really like about this kayak is the weight. I can lift this pretty much just about with 1 hand. And with 2 hands I can easily carry this around locks, or if I need to cross a road with it or something like that, I can do that. Again, my previous kayak was like an extra 8 or 9 kilos heavier, and it just made all the difference when you're having to carry it. This kayak is so much lighter and it's so much easier. It gives me more options. I can park further away from the water and walk in without it breaking my back. Okay, the 5th thing that I like about this kayak is durability. I've had it for 3 years, and I have done hundreds of miles of kayaking on canals, also on the middle and upper River Thames, and I have had no problems with it at all. Nothing has torn, nothing has broken, nothing has failed. All of the valves are in perfect working order. There's a few little scuffs here and there, but nothing that affects the performance of the kayak at all. So 3 years in, and with the amount of abuse that I've given it, I think that that's really good. Now, I think it's only fair that I talk about potential negatives of this kayak. Here's a couple of things which aren't an issue for me, but could be for you. Okay, first off, because it's so narrow, that means that it's not very stable. Getting in and out of this kayak there's a certain knack to it, and it takes a while to get used to it, and you really do need to keep your body weight in the middle of the kayak. This is not like a family sort of type kayak where you can just get in it, move around in it without a care in the world. It will tip over, or it will go right on its edge with the slightest bit of movement. So that's the price you pay if you want a kayak which is going to cut through the water like a hot knife through butter. Well, it's not going to be very stable because it will want to tilt left or right. Okay, the second sort of non-issue is the bag that comes with this kayak. So I bought this 3 years ago, and the bag doesn't have shoulder straps, so I can't carry it on my bag, and it doesn't have a wheel attached to it, so I can't drag the kayak bag along the floor. Now there is a newer version of this kayak which is essentially the same, but it comes with a bag which has shoulder straps, so you can wear it like a rucksack, and it also has wheels at the base, so you can pull the bag along almost like luggage at an airport. And I think that would be a lot more practical, especially if you can't park the car anywhere near where you're getting in and out of the water. So as for me, the bag isn't a major issue, it's just not super comfortable. And one other thing that could be a potential issue is it doesn't turn very well. So if you want a kayak that turns on a penny, this is the exact opposite. It wants to stay in a straight line. You really have to put quite a lot of effort to get it to go around in a circle, for example. Anyway, Doogie and I are going to go out for a paddle on the canal, and this gives me an opportunity to show you what this kayak is all about. Come on. Yay! Okay, so I'm just going to do a little speed test, pick up as much speed as I can, and then I'll look horizontally and you can compare how fast I'm going to a fixed object like a tree or something like that. Okay, turn in circle. Because this is a canal and it's quite narrow, I probably can't do a full circle, but I will put a few strokes to the paddle in and you can see how well it turns. And as for the stability, well, this is how stable it is when I rock it left to right. So the key selling points for me are that it stays on heading. It just wants to go in a straight line naturally. I don't have to keep fighting it all the time with every stroke. Super easy to inflate. Just 3 chambers, that's it. There's no sort of separate stabilization bar, there's no separate floor or anything like that. Just pump it up, clip the seat in, clip the stabilizing fin on the back, and then you're good to go. Also deflating it, cleaning it, super quick, super easy, and it fits in the boot of my car as well. Okay, so I hope that you've enjoyed this short review and that you've enjoyed the footage of Doogie and I on the Basingstoke Canal. I'm just going to put a few facts and just some interesting info up on the screen now for you. And if you're interested in buying this kayak, I'll put a link in the video description and also in the comments section beneath this video. Thanks for watching, and again, my name is Daniel. I'm also known as the Board Scrambler, and this is Doogie. Come on then. Go on.